Welcome back, everybody, to the Hunt Experience. I'm Cody Gann.
I'm Chris Brewer. This show is sponsored by Whitetail Property Management and Camo Family Outdoors.
So we got Shawn Cook back in the house today, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So, Chris, what are we going to talk to Shawn about today?
We're going to go over a little bit of the predator side.
Okay.
You're a big predator guy. We're not so much.
Nope.
We've killed a few. Could have killed more.
Should have killed more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The tournament side, let's talk about how it affects the turkey population, since we are talking turkey this month, and hear it from an expert. Let's go over some of the tournaments. I think you kind of started that whole tournament thing.
Yeah. We started 3 years ago, probably 4, and we try to have at least 3 a year. It's kind of gotten pretty big.
Yeah.
Yes.
From what I've seen, it's got
A bunch of dudes in there.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of dudes, and we usually kill about 40-ish coyotes in a tournament.
Yeah.
And it's only a half a day hunt.
Yeah.
It's cheap, $20 a person, get in, and you've got a chance to win $2,000 a lot of times.
That's awesome.
We're close to it. And so we usually kill 9 bobcats as well, 9 to 10.
Yeah, that's got to help the turkey population.
Oh, yeah.
I would think.
Just trying to help control the predators then.
Yeah, that's the big deal. Everybody knows Mr. Grady Gann. He was the predator man around.
Oh, yeah.
And he gets in. He's actually won some of these tournaments. He knows a lot about predator hunting. He studied it. He's kind of the man. Jason Kelly, again, I keep bringing up his name. He's a killer in all.
Stone Cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a killer in everything. So he's a big killer down in Ozark, Franklin County. And, he's trying to help his areas. So why we want to keep it local is, go to your pockets where you got turkeys or where you turkey hunt,
right,
and kill out predators.
Yeah.
Now we are going to need to start maybe a varmint hunt to get coons and possums and
that'd be
everything
huge.
else in it. And maybe a 2-day event with trapping, dogs, everything in it. And guys I hunt with is Jim Kendall and Tom Edlin some, and Jim Kendall, he's a big predator. He's been predator hunting for a long time.
Yeah.
And he does a really good job. He knows a lot.
So, yeah, we were in a tournament too, and I think we killed one, didn't we, Chris? Something like that?
Killed one. I think you shot it out of a deer stand, actually.
Well, I wasn't going to say that out loud, but yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
It was a leftover deer stand. You take the high ground. We were sitting in the low ground, and
that was pretty cool, by the way. You remember him hopping through there?
Yeah,
that was pretty.
Well, it's like I just got. I had like an old Fox Pro call. I mean, old. I'm talking like when they first came out, old. And I went and bought the latest Lucky Duck call, plugged it in at the house, and I probably wasn't running 8 seconds, and the guy like just runs right by me. Like, man, this thing's pretty awesome. And then 2 more came in, and I killed 2 right off the bat. So whenever you killed that one, I was just like looking down, like pushing buttons, trying to make it make different sounds, and apparently he liked something. But
yeah, he was hopping through there.
We boogered up every other set after that. We called in multiple dogs, and we were trying to kill 4 or 3 instead of just taking what we could get.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're spraying lead at dogs running away 100 yards downrange, just trying to kill something. So, but we didn't even know that was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
I think we named our team the Rookies because first tournament ever. So we probably could have won the dang thing if we'd have shot all the dogs.
Well, and the problem is we were rookies, but it's like the first time I ever went coyote hunting. It's just like your story. Went out there with my buddy Richie.
Yeah.
And we set up a cheap call that had like a cord to it.
Yeah.
I mean, and we called in three coyotes in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's nothing to this.
That's easy.
I have never done that since.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, these tournaments, they can go south pretty quick.
Oh, yeah, we learned that.
Yeah, take what you can get.
Yeah. Jump on it when he offers it. So we found out.
I got I used to raise chickens at the house. And, everybody said, man, the eggs are a lot better whenever you free range them. So it was, I don't know, early deer season. Got up that morning, opened up the door, let them out, hunted all day, came back home. I think I had 16 chickens, and when I got back, I had 2. And so they definitely need to be eradicated because there was feathers and stuff everywhere. So they were up there. But yeah, the tournament side of it, that's a lot of fun. And we meet at old Valencia's place afterwards. Everybody kind of hangs out and talks. So there's some camaraderie there. Tell the stories about all the dogs you missed and everything else that goes along with it. So that's a really good time. If anybody's wanting to help out the population of turkeys, that'd be a good thing to get into.
For sure. Yeah, and that's the cool thing about it. Not only is it fun with a bunch of guys, but you're actually helping. You know what I mean?
Actually helping.
Yeah.
Which is that's
and everybody out there is pretty competitive too. I mean, everybody. I think I'm a competitive guy, so I always want to win everything. We knew going into this deal that we didn't know a whole lot, but luckily you had several properties we could go on.
Right.
I've got the lease over there, but it's straight up. I'm like, man, if we have to hunt over there, it's going to be pretty bad. Like we can make a day of it, but we're going to be wore out when we get there. And I'm sure there's all kinds of dogs up there, but
hard work.
We found ourselves, saving our spots for these tournaments, which we're all about pleasure hunting, just killing them for the turkey.
Oh yeah.
And deer and everything else. But we won't hunt this for another month or so. But we should be hunting it. But I try to hunt them no matter what, tournament or not. And I don't care. I've tied first once and placed a few times, but I've never actually won one yet.
Yeah. I think that's kind of when that one we entered. I think it came down to weight. I think old John was in there weighing them.
Yeah, that's me.
That was you? Okay. Yeah, I couldn't remember. There was so much going on once we pulled up there.
The problem with that, we killed that dog that we weighed. That's the first dog we killed, and it was bloodied. Because I've learned, better take what you can get, and you better shoot more than once.
Yeah.
Make sure they're dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this dog was bloodied up, and instead of putting it in the truck, I said, man, why don't we just come back and get it if we need it? So we go and we kill 3 or 4 more dogs.
Yeah.
We come back to get it, and crow flies off. I'm like, oh, man. The eyeball was gone. The guts was out. I'm like,
you lost by 3 ounces.
And that was our heaviest dog, even with all that. I'm
Dang.
like, yeah, we should have won that one.
Lesson learned on that.
You could have plucked some eyeballs out of another one and put back in there. Let's get a legit weight on it.
No, it's a good thing. It's local. I think everybody enjoys it when it comes.
Yeah.
It ain't an all-day hunt because that can get very tiring.
Oh, yeah.
And we hunt till probably 1 o'clock and, go out with your buddies, kill some dogs and cats and have a good time.
Yeah. We had a blast. The next time the one rolled around, I think we had our hands on something different at the time. But
It's gotten so big I had to cap it because it's mainly local.
Yeah.
I don't have to cap it, but I do because there are only so many spots local you can hunt.
Sure.
And I'm afraid we're going to start getting on each other.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
But I may turn it open next time and see how many people will get in.
Just dial it up and see how many people show up. And
Really may.
Well, we talked one time and you had said something about the crow side as something that's actually a problem. They can get into turkey nests, that kind of thing.
Bet. Yep. Crows is bad. To me, the leading coon is the leading.
He's the worst.
I think, and I think but for the turkey population in general, it's several things. It's just not coyotes is a part, but I think it's a small
part of it. Yeah.
Bobcats maybe a little more.
Yeah.
I think the last 10, 15 years, everybody's feeding corn.
Right.
And I think to me that's one of the leading causes of what's happening with our turkey. And we've had late floods and late freezes when the eggs are out.
Gotcha.
I think it's a lot of things.
Yeah.
But, my thoughts is, if you can make nesting areas in where you hunt, build nesting boxes. Go kill your cows. Just don't wait for a tournament. Go kill them.
Right. Yeah.
And,
Agreed.
Everybody, it frustrates me when I hear people griping, we don't have turkey. Well, they're not doing nothing to help.
Yeah. I'm trying to help out.
We're trying to help much as we can, and but everybody needs to get a hand in it if we want our turkeys back.
I think the tournaments have to impact it greatly. You're talking about 40 dogs, and not to mention, 40 dogs on average a tournament, plus, people are going out, and it's kind of like pre-fishing, they're going out and killing a dog here and a dog there just to see where they are, going out at night calling and locating them. And
I've talked to a guy in church. They put a collar on a coyote, and I forgot what the range was. He said like 2 or 3 miles.
Yeah.
What these coyotes travel.
Wow.
So we've got a place that we hunt, and I've killed buku the coyotes off of it. This Jim Kendall, he has killed no telling how many coyotes off this little mountain. and it's still loaded with coyotes.
Really?
Yeah, bunch.
You would think,
Something about they like.
yeah, I don't know, but you'd think, man, we ain't even coyote hunted it, but we've killed a bunch.
Well, that my neighbor down the road here has chicken houses next to him, and my gosh, it's constant coyotes.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean,
Yep.
I don't know where them chickens are going or where they're supposed to be, but there's always coyotes there.
Well, one thing I've learned chicken houses is if they're dumping chickens out, they're usually not coming to your call.
You call, yeah, they're fed.
full.
They're fed.
Yeah.
So you gotta switch up your calling sequence.
Yeah. So so as far as on the raccoon side, what do you recommend to try to control that? I mean,
Dog-proof, dog-proof traps.
Oh, really? Okay. So the fur trade is gone. I mean, we have nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing on. There's no incentive for a guy to go get one now. Like
We were talking about that the other day. It's like, I remember when I was a kid, my grandpa telling me stories of running all over the country, killing coons, riding a mule, hopping fences all night long, and they were getting money for these things. And it's like,
that's me. When I was a kid. That's how I made money to competition hunt. And dog food and sold coon hides.
Oh yeah. So all that's kind of gone away. And like I remember we were talking about that at the shop the other day. It's like you could drive. I remember most prominently like around the Hackett area, and I'd be riding in the back seat of the car with my parents, and there'd be big signs, coon hunt Saturday. It's like everybody was getting into these things, and now there's none of that going on at all. And if you do supplemental feed, you got a camera over a feeder or where you're pouring out,
Yeah, and I tell you what I think the biggest deal on that, you don't see a lot of kids hunting, and I think it's due to it's hard to get on people's land these days. You take back 30 years ago, somebody let you go coon hunting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The way the world has changed, a lot of people, way the theft is, and I think that's the big key why people ain't doing it. So if that's changed, we got to change our strategy. And it's got to be trapping or tournaments or just going out to kill them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that in the last probably 15 years, like you said, the overall decline. Just for instance, say my place here. Like I've told you guys, I've never been a big turkey hunter, but I've always killed turkeys. I kind of told you about how I roosted them. I thought that was how it was supposed to happen, but we never took a lot of birds, and our birds just started to go into decline to where now, if we hear a bird, we're lucky here. Yep. And we're in a good place. I mean, there's not, but coons have quadrupled. I would say. Yeah. Pigs are now an issue here, which I've heard pigs are not good. They're nest predators, just like or can be. Yeah. But in your opinion, then, so is the coon the number one nest predator in your opinion?
And I think it's a lot. I think it's coons is big. I think skunks.
Really?
Yeah, I've read that too.
Skunks is big. I think any varmint. I mean, they're looking for food.
Yeah.
And I think you can't you got to kill them all.
Wow.
And, or, I want people to understand I'm not out here to do away with the coyotes. I'm just trying to keep them in check.
Yeah. Sure.
And,
Well, especially in the position we're in right now, we got way more coyotes and
we need coyotes for different things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. They have their place for sure. No question about it. Talk about like the turkey population. I've been turkey hunting for a while, but my good friend Joe, he'd never turkey hunted before, and this is right behind my house, just on the first ridge. And he rolls up, and it's, I don't know, let's say an hour before daylight, and we're sitting there on the tailgate talking, getting ready, and just behind my house, there was probably 7-8 birds start hammering on the roofs, and now it's like
those days are gone.
Yeah, you may not hear one. Last year, I think I killed one turkey off that ridge. Year before that, the boy killed a couple, but even on the other side of the mountain, the same way, you can go out there, you may not hear a turkey. It's like, so they're definitely in the decline.
Oh yeah, I've got a man on the Ouachita that put a poto in 04 when we got it. You could go down there, and one morning I got out of the truck, heard 18 birds gobble across the mountain range. If you hear one bird gobble, you're lucky.
Yeah.
Well, I remember I was working at a body shop in Fort Smith when I was younger, and there'd be a lot of mornings I'd go out to get ready to, go to work. start my truck up and slam the door or whatever it was, and turkey would gobble back there, and I would like no cell phone. I'd go back in the house and, hey, I'm gonna be late this morning. I'm having truck issues. Slam the door and the bird gobbles. 100 yards from your house. It's like, what are you gonna do? Work
exactly.
or
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why people travel, because of this. But other states are having problems too.
Yeah,
and you're going to see decline in Kansas. I mean, it's going to be. I wouldn't doubt if they don't make it a draw.
Yeah,
and
I think that's what it's coming to eventually.
Yeah,
I go to Kansas and Missouri a lot because you can get on birds over there. And
yeah. I'm to the point of if we're going to limit, I hate getting. I mean, I know what they're trying to do, but this timeout deal, it ain't going to make a difference on what they're doing. They need to either shut it down for a year or two, or
See, that's what I've always said. It's like, for me, it's like, hey, just shut it down for 3 years or whatever it takes to get this thing back, or And then the other thing, if they would put some kind of bounty on a coon hide, if you can go somewhere and take them in and they give you $2 or whatever, just anything to kind of
get guys
influence
interested.
people to to get out there and get that.
And that's what the NWTF should be working towards.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, for me, it's like, I've on the Camel family side, we've always been about kids, like you talked about. And when you take a kid and you get them up early and they're tired and you don't get them on anything or you don't excite them, they don't necessarily want to go back. So, it makes it tough to spread the sport when you can't have success.
Yeah.
Yep. You gotta have them kids. I remember taking my little nephew Noah back before the 6-year rule. He was 4 years old, had a little 410, roosted these birds just right down the road, and went next morning, got them. We got out, got it, sat down. Bird was hammering. They flew down, and he sat between my lap, and we could see these birds. There's 3 of them, 3 longbeards coming in full strut, gobbling about every other step. And I'm like, most kids will never see this.
Exactly.
And then I looked at him, and he's just calm as can be. I'm over here falling apart.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, how is he so calm? Anyway, they get up about 20 yards, and I look back down at the barrel, and it's moving.
Yeah.
The breathing change. By the time I was going to tell him, hey, I'll tell you when to shoot.
Yeah.
And when I said shoot, he shot the tail feathers out. But he's still seen stuff that most kids won't.
Yeah, and see, that's with Lexi. Lexi's been like, Dad, I want to kill a turkey. Well, the past 3 years, that's been my mission. Well, she's been in them every time.
Yeah.
I brought in some callers, some guys that are good, and dude, it was some really cool hunts, and it just didn't happen. But she was pumped.
Oh yeah.
Because you hear them gobbling on top of you, man. That's a pretty cool experience. So
I say it all the time. I'd rather kill a deer, but I'd rather hunt a turkey. I mean, there's nothing like chasing them around the woods, and we've got stories of same thing with Luke. He was probably about that age, and little 410, and called in a bird. And as soon as that bird kind of got close to us, it popped. How they popped. He popped his head way up, and the first thing he does is say, "Dad, look at that!" And then the bird takes off. I'm like, dude, we could have had killed a bird at 4. And several stories like that. But we've had them, spitting and drumming 2 yards in front of us with a adult 20 gauge that I thought he could stick under his armpit and shoot one. And we never could get the gun turned around. So it's huge. And those days are, that's kind of say why we go to Missouri and Kansas now, because you can get on them, a lot quicker and a lot easier. I remember the first trip I ever made to Missouri, I immediately came back, and I was pretty upset with Arkansas Game and Fish when I got back from Missouri, because you go up there and the way they manage the land, there's like, you can access this stuff. There's turkeys everywhere. They're planting food plots all over the place.
Managing it.
It was like, what are we doing down here?
Yeah.
And I still don't know what we're doing, but it's nice, And you think about Missouri, I like going up there because you got to quit hunting at 1, and sometimes that's kind of nice rather than hunting all day long. It's like they're going to force you to take a break.
Give you time to go cow.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to force you to take a break.
I had told you before, my buddy Kevin Shipman, he went with him, and I thought I was a turkey hunter.
Yeah.
Dude, it was like we're hunting all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, dude, I need a nap, man. You're just going to wear me out. It's like, dude, we get on them in the afternoon, they're
Yeah.
going down. You know,
Yep.
and I'm just like, I need a nap and some breakfast.
Yeah. Well, see, I was the nature, you know, growing up. You turkey hunted in the morning. If you didn't get something to kick off by about 8 or 9 o'clock, that was a
That was
wrap.
me.
When
Yeah.
we started the travel baseball deal, we'd go up and play Sunday, and we got put out early. We'd come back, and it'd be 2 o'clock, and I'd get the boy on a bird, you know, and it's like that's the only time we had. I didn't know anything about turkey hunting in the afternoon until I was literally in my probably late 30s. I
Yeah.
thought you had to kill them in the mornings, and that was it.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the best times to hunt.
Yeah, yeah, I've always heard that. So, I mean, you get him to gobble, you know, afternoon. He's looking for a lady at that time.
Probably dead.
That's
Yeah.
for sure. That's for sure. So I think it's huge. We get it. We got to somehow keep the youth involved.
Oh, yeah.
You know, for the future of our sports, man. You know, deer hunting, all predator, everything. You know, and so you know, my concern would be we need to figure out whatever we need to do to get the numbers back up. You know, for turkeys and for anything we're chasing.
That's a big project for sure.
So that those kids can have success because that's your hunting partner from then on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the way I look at it.
Every hunter should want to, at least turkey hunters, deer hunters should too, take care of these predators.
Yeah.
I mean, whether it's 2 days or a year,
Yeah.
go out and try to kill something.
Do your part. Yeah.
Do your part.
That's kind of what I did around the house. They kind of, you talking about them traveling, you know, 2 miles, 3 miles. I've got a pretty big ravine behind my place, and a creek runs through there, and they run that creek. But you know, you'll hear them out there for 2-3 weeks. They're there, and then you won't hear them for a couple of weeks. So it's like, you know, you kind of know when the dogs start. It's like, I'm gonna go out there tomorrow and try to get rid of a couple dogs.
Shawn Cook, man, thanks for being in here today.
And thanks
Yep.
for having me.
And
Appreciate the education.
how can people find where to enter these tournaments at to help this turkey
so
population?
it'll be in on the Sebastian County Hunting and Fishing page. is
Okay,
where we
awesome.
run most of our hunts.
We'll try to drag that link down there and put it in this thing too.
So
And
that's
if somebody wants one of your calls, Shawn, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
through Facebook or
Facebook?
contact me off Woodsman Calls.
Woodsman Calls.
Or just message me
Yeah.
directly.
Yeah, we'll try to drop those links in there and get everybody involved.
Well, guys, I want to thank everybody for listening today.
Been fun.
This has been a hunt experience. Appreciate it.
Thank you.